Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
I watched some of the Super Bowl and I saw some of the ads, but I don't drink a lot of beer, so I'm not an expert on beer commercials. However, several people sent me stories and said, Steve, check this out. Molson Coors' funny ad went too far, regulator says. Now, that's from the CNN, and Jordan Valinsky wrote it. And here's the problem. He refers to somebody as a regulator, and who he's referring to is not a government regulator. They're an independent organization that should not get that much respect in the headline of a news story, but we'll get there. Beer ads try to be funny, but a regulatory group has determined that Molson Coors went too far with a recent ad that compares rivals light beer to water. The National Advertising Division, which is part of the Better Business Bureau, sided with Anheuser-Busch, which challenged the 2022 ad from Miller Lite that used the phrase, light beer shouldn't taste like water. It should taste like beer. The agency, which is the National Advertising Division of the Better Business Bureau, said that Molson Coors should discontinue the ad because it's not puffery or a mere opinion. There's pretty much everything wrong with that paragraph. Number one, the Better Business Bureau is not a government agency. And I know they didn't say government agency, but many people think that. The Better Business Bureau is an independent organization that's pretty much funded by big business. And you've seen the stickers on the doors. You walk into a business, goes, we support the Better Business Bureau or whatever, proud member, I don't know. But they basically go out to protect business. And it's interesting that they're protecting one business here in favor of another. And I didn't even know they had a national advertising division. But apparently, if you don't like your competitors' ads, you can run to the Better Business Bureau and complain. And then the National Advertising Division of the BBB will investigate. And then they'll issue a statement, which you can ignore because it's just the Better Business Bureau. And I've had too many people to count contact me during my career, 31 years of practicing law, who've said, Steve, I've tried everything. I've done this. I've even called the Better Business Bureau. And I want to tell them, too bad you didn't call me earlier because you're just wasting your time. They're not going to help you. But that's based on my personal experience. So if the National Advertising Division wants to come after me for that statement, come on. Meanwhile, in the 15-second spot, a cyclist takes a break from riding uphill, cracks open a beer, and douses himself with it. No specific beers were mentioned. However, the beer uses a similar blue color that looks kind of like Bud Light packaging. The National Advertising Division of the BBB said that it determined that tasting like water is a measurable attribute and that customers might reasonably expect that the statement is supported by such evidence. Really? You think people watching a Super Bowl ad where they show a guy dumping light beer over his head and they say, yeah, it's basically like water, don't get what that means? That's absolutely fine as far as advertising goes. It's one of the most common insults I've heard about drinks. They're so weak they taste like water. That's a common insult. And so an insult is not a measurably objective thing for which you can claim somebody's making a false statement. It's clearly an opinion. But NAD said the ad should be discontinued because Molson Coors did not submit evidence supporting the claim that any other light beers taste like water. Go find a bunch of drunk people and ask them what they think of beer they don't like. And they'll often describe it as some type of water. In response, Anheuser-Busch said it appreciates the decision of the Better Business Bureau's NAD. True stewards of the beer industry should be working together to strengthen the beer category instead of resorting to misleading attacks that denigrate products enjoyed by millions of beer drinkers. An Anheuser-Busch spokesperson said in a statement, Molson Coors is appealing the decision as if it matters. Maybe they actually want to stay friends with the BBB. They should actually ignore the opinion, but that's just me. They say they vehemently disagree with the decision because we believe light beer should taste like beer, not water. And is that a controversial statement? They think that light beer should taste like beer. Oh my gosh. That's so controversial. And we are well within our right to share that belief. A spokesperson also questioned Anheuser-Busch's sudden concern with the ad since it hadn't aired since last August. So I don't know why. I thought I saw someplace a reference to the Super Bowl, but apparently this ad was not run during the Super Bowl itself. NAD's decisions aren't legally binding. Oh, I should have led with that. Hang on a second. I'm underlining that right now. NAD's decisions aren't legally binding. That should have been obvious when I pointed out to you they're a division of the Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau has no legal authority whatsoever. They're just an entity that supports business. However, most advertisers comply with the decision. If an advertiser doesn't comply, the ads are referred to the Federal Trade Commission for further scrutiny. And guess what? If you want to, you can refer an ad to the Federal Trade Commission. You can refer an ad. You can refer an ad. Anybody can refer an ad to the FTC. Okay? So, this isn't the first time that these two beer makers have butted heads. Molson Coors sued Anheuser-Busch in 2019 over Super Bowl ads that accused the Miller Lite and Coors Light maker for saying its beer was sweetened with rice rather than corn syrup. But that case was dismissed. We don't know if they reached some kind of settlement there or not. But basically what happened here is an agency that has no power has agreed with one of the parties here. And the other party said, we don't care. And so now they're going to refer that to the FTC, which, like I said, anybody can do. People are going to say, Steve, why are you ripping on the Better Business Bureau? I've never heard you talk about them before. Well, if you watched every video I've ever put up, you'd hear me mention them once or twice. But I can tell you that I've dealt with the Better Business Bureau because at one point in time, one of the auto manufacturers actually had written into their warranty that if you had a problem with the warranty, you had to submit your claim to a form of arbitration administered by the Better Business Bureau. And some courts were enforcing that. And it's kind of convoluted. I'm not going to get heavily into it, but the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act says specifically that you can offer arbitration to somebody. It can't be binding, but if you do that, they've got to go through the non-binding arbitration first, then file their lawsuit if they're unhappy with the results. And the weird part about it was that the Better Business Bureau let that manufacturer draft its own rules. So that if you looked in your owner's manual, in the warranty, it says, before you sue us, you've got to use this arbitration. It's non-binding, but you must use it. You must use it. So you contact the Better Business Bureau, and they would send over to you the rule booklet. And say right on the front of it, this is the rule book for arbitration with this company. And if you contacted them about any other company, they'd provide you with their rules, the BBB rules. The Better Business Bureau has their own rules for arbitration between you and a manufacturer, you and a warrantor, you and a business. And yet this one company had its own rules. And I remember going into court because what happened was you would go to the Better Business Bureau arbitration and they'd rule against you every single time. Now you might say, Steve, maybe you just brought a bunch of weak cases. No, because after we lost there, we would appeal it and go into court and win. So I know how those cases wound up. But the better part of the story is that the fact that they got to write their own rules. If you and I are going to play a game and you say, Steve, I want to play this game that has high stakes, but you get to write the rules, come on, let's play. And one of the funniest parts about it was that under the Lemon Law, if your vehicle's in the shop 4 times and you send a last chance letter and they cannot repair it, it's a lemon. And a very large number of the arbitration results that we got, do you know what the arbitrator would rule? Sorry, I decided to cut out the name of the manufacturer. We find in favor of the consumer, and we order the manufacturer to repair that vehicle. This is our finding. There you go. They're already entitled to the repair under the warranty. Ordering them to repair it doesn't help any because they can't repair it. And that's not even a remedy under the Lemon Law. Like they just invented their own remedy and said, let's force people to go into this arbitration process, which is non-binding, but it'll waste their time. And maybe they'll get so sick and tired of this, they'll go, well, fine, I got an order here from the BBB, says they got to fix my vehicle. I guess I'll take that. So I don't know how many people fell for that, but there came a time when I filed a motion with a court and said, I no longer want to participate in these arbitrations on behalf of my clients. And none of my clients want to either, and quite frankly, it's unfair. And I attached a copy of the rules. And I remember a judge looking at the rules going, wait, to the manufacturer. You guys think this is fair? So that's my gripe with the BBB. So when people call me up and go, Steve, I've tried everything. I've called radio stations, TV stations, the Better Business Bureau, the AG's office. I'm like, okay, do you want to file a lawsuit now? That's how we get things done when it comes to the lemon law. So there you go. But here it is, a regulator, and I'm putting that in quotes, but I'm only using one hand because my other hand is holding the story. It's not really a regulator. It's just an entity that's a portion of the Better Business Bureau, which you're free to ignore. Utterly free to ignore it. So my advice to the beer maker here is ignore it. If they refer to the FTC, oh no. Are they going to use the online form at the FTC or are they going to write them a letter? Jordan Valinsky wrote that for CNN Business. Molson Coors Funny ad went too far, according to the NAD, which is a division of the BBB. Mike and Christopher both sent it. Thanks. Questions, comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Lehto's Law. Be careful what you wish for. It just might come true.